recording tapes and CDs to a PC, yeah, that's easy. Anybody can do that, right? But what does it take to record your own sound, your own speech, your own music? Here to help us answer that question, the author of Burning Down the House, Eliot Van Buskirk. And Eliot, of course, is a regular columnist on CNET.com, and I read his MP3 Insider all the time. I'm a secret fan. So you've been doing that for a long time. How long?
Yeah, just about 4 years now.
That's almost as long as MP3s have been around.
That was basically when it was. Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
Exactly.
So what do you need to turn a computer into a recording studio?
Not a whole lot, surprisingly. Most computers, or all computers these days, come with a sound card that has a mic input that can also be used as a line input. You can plug a guitar or a drum machine, whatever you want, right into your computer and start recording.
Do you have to be aware of the difference between a line level input and a mic input? I mean, is that going to be an issue?
You do a little bit. I mean, there's sound testing. If you buy my book, you'll be able to figure out all about that.
Okay. Because sometimes sound cards have both line and mic.
Right. If you're lucky, then you'll have the blue one usually is the line in, and you plug
should
a
do
guitar
that. Is
into
that preferable to use the blue?
Yes. It's just a 20 dB difference in volume that can cause some distortion if you plug a line level into a mic level input.
So if you're using a mixer, use the line. And if you're putting a mic in directly, use the mic level.
Exactly. Exactly. So all you need other than that is a piece of software for recording. And I like Audacity because it's open source, it's free, you know you're never going to have to pay for it, it's only going to get better, and it supports VST plugins. Oh yeah.
It's really impressive.
Uses the same plugins that Cubase uses, the plugins look the same, all that, so when you want to do effects, it's ready to go. This is actually the world's first stable open source audio editor. It runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac.
Yeah, I've been using it. As soon as I found it, I was like blown away, because you're right. There have been a lot of attempts, but this is the first successful one.
Yeah. I like it. It's stable, never crashes on me or anything
So you're actually recording what we're saying right now.
Yeah, actually, you can see our voices show up, and if I talk closer, you see a bigger bulge right there. So this is the representation of our voices right here graphically.
But that's not what we're going to use to make an MP3.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, it is.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm glad I watched my language. All right. So you had the mic plugged into the mic port, and you ran Audacity, you pressed the record button, there it is.
Simple as that. I mean, these buttons are the same buttons we're all used to. The red round one is record, stop, play. All ready to go. So we've got that down. Now we can take any part of this, and just like Microsoft Word or something, you just
select
edit, cut it. I'm going to put it on the end here. You can use Control-V, just like Microsoft Word. It's just like a word processor, but for sound.
Now I know you do this as a musician. You do mixes and stuff like that. Is that basically what you would do with a sample? And you just
That's exactly what you do. I mean, a lot of people would use this maybe for recording themselves singing "Happy Birthday" and mix it down, put a beat behind it if you want to. Which is the next thing I'm going to show you, actually.
Okay, let's put a beat behind it.
Okay, so you can record a beat with a drum machine or anything. I've actually downloaded, the internet's full of loops. Acid Planet's a good place.
What's a loop?
A loop is a perfect length so that it loops over and over. It's a sample, basically, like 4 seconds, 4 beats, 8 beats.
It's designed like wallpaper so you can repeat it again and again and again.
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant right there.
Got it.
Okay, so we're going to import that beat now, which is right here. And you can see that that's more of a drum beat. You can see the lines right there.
Now, we can hear this, I guess. So you want to play it?
Sure. Let's see what it sounds like here.
Let's see what it sounds like.
It's software for recording. I like Audacity. Let's try a louder part. Yeah, actually, you can see our voices show up, and if I talk closer, you see a bigger...
That's cool.
Right?
And the beat kind of gives it some importance that it didn't really have when we were saying it.
It's funny how that happens, and it starts
amazing.
the time. I mean,
it gives it something.
Seems like we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Music's kind of magic that way.
Yeah. So the other thing we can do is we can take, just select an area, and like I was saying, it has all the same effects. You can use VST plugins.
Look at all these effects.
These come from Fruity Loops in this range here.
Now, were these commercial? Did you buy these?
I actually bought Fruity Loops, and with VST plugins, you can just paste them into the VST folder in Audacity, or the plugins folder, depending on which version you're using.
VST is a standard that's very common with a lot of music programs.
Right, Virtual Studio Technology originally. Not that anybody even remembers exactly what these acronyms really mean anymore. But right, so we've got, these are all our parameters.
It's like a Photoshop plugin. It's just a standard that everybody hears to.
Right, or, and in text, making it italics. Same idea.
Okay.
So we can play around with these parameters.
Fruity delay.
A little more feedback, We'll hit this over here. So now you can see that just changed, and if we play the same bit back.
So you're actually recording what we're saying?
Oh, that's actually a little bit of an echo. Our voices show up, and if I talk closer, you see a bigger.
That's neat. That's neat. That works.
And you saw how many effects are on there.
Makes you want to dance.
I just did that involuntarily.
Yeah, you couldn't help it.
Yeah, so it's really simple to use. You can zoom in, if you want to see a close part for some close editing.
This Audacity is amazing.
And it's completely stable. I mean, for something that's free and open source, I was actually blown away when I stumbled across this.
Now, right now, this is a WAV file, right?
Right.
Can we make it an MP3? Can we make it?
We can.
Okay.
And you can import MP3s in.
Oh, really? Oh,
an
that's
MP3
cool.
beat.
So this is an MP3 editor, too, then?
Exactly.
That's unusual.
Although
that's
it edits in WAV, but
it
you don't really
converts
know.
it, but you don't know it's doing it, right?
So we've got our little techno song of us talking together here. And all we do is export as MP3.
We're going to be hearing that at the raves any week now.
Yeah, this is going to be huge.
They're not going to know where it came from.
So then we just name the file, you just save it.
And that's it. It's an MP3.
Yep, we can put our,
the little tags
ID3 tag,
yeah.
just a simple one for...
So it's actually compressing it and doing it right now.
It's mixing these two tracks, this mono track of us talking and then the stereo track of the beat into one stereo track and then turning that into an MP3.
Does it use Lame? What is it using for the encoding?
It does use the Lame.
Because that's an open source encoding.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So it makes sense that it would. So here's our MP3.
That's so cool.
And here it is.
Now we can play it on Winamp or send it to our
Yeah,
client.
actually, you can see our voices show up, and if I talk closer, you see a big ready to go.
I love it, Eliot. You've just in seconds you've done what people used to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do. Quincy Jones is spinning in his grave. Oh, he's still alive. Well, never mind. To learn more about recording audio to your PC, there's only one place to go. Our website. You can find it at techtv.com/call.